Time to wake up. It's Saturday morning. Find some milk and cereal. Grab a bowl and spoon. No, a bigger spoon. Head to the living room and take a seat on the floor while Joseph and Chris present to you Saturday Morning Cartoon!
Hello everybody, welcome to Cartoon Boom! This is a show where with the Saturday morning sun popped on the floor with the big old sugary cereal and all your favorite cartoons, both old and new. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
And this morning, we watched 16.
Or 16. I don't know. How do we do it? How do we do this? Life begins after school. Yeah.
That's it. That's the whole song.
This song, dude. Wow. Who wrote that
it's
song?
It's pretty good.
Good Lord.
I liked it. I liked that intro. Yeah.
Man. Like,
it's fun.
It was interesting. That's my take on it. That was interesting.
No follow-up. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, like, it just sounded like someone was just like, hey, do you guys ever listen to, like, I don't know, Simple Plan? And someone's like, yeah, I think my nephew does. Cool. Find another band to make a song that might be something Simple Plan would write about being a teenager. Okay, on it.
But in Canada.
Well, they're from Canada, I think. Pretty sure. But like, who isn't from Canada these days, though?
Yeah,
to be honest.
I was going to say, because then I was thinking Sum 41 also,
Everyone,
who I think are also Canadian.
Everyone's from Canada.
All these secret shows are from Canada, too.
Yeah, this show's from Canada.
Know about 16
no one knew about
at
this. Even if you are 16, you're from Canada, which is how like ingrained it is. It's crazy.
Yeah, we don't have that age in America. It's 15 straight to 17.
Exactly. This was suggested to us by Rico.Mortis via Instagram. Thank you, Rico.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Joseph likes your name. I know that. You told me that.
Love it. Yeah.
Is it like a hint at something? I know Mortis is like a death thing. Like,
well, yeah, rigor mortis.
Oh, God, I'm dumb. All right. So what do you have to say about this show? Let's move on. Hey, I have a question. I have a real good question that I think would be fun for everybody, because this show really does revolve around 6. Oh, I just figured it out. It evolves around 6 teenagers. 6.
Yeah. Who are also all 16. So it's a double entendre. You get it.
God. Anyway, I thought it would be fun for the listeners if we described what we were like when we were 16. So, like,
man, I was trying to think about that earlier.
Yeah, what were you like as a 16-year-old in Canada?
Okay, what grade were we in?
We would have been juniors.
Canada.
We were in juniors. Juniors in high school.
Yeah, that's right, because we graduated at 17.
Yeah. We were youngins.
Oh man, what was I? Okay, so this is when I was really into anime. I was making anime music videos at the time.
Wait, what? Were you one of those people that was just like, were you downloading Disturbed songs on Napster and like putting it to clips of Dragon Ball Z? Is that what you were doing?
Not Disturbed, and not always, not necessarily Dragon Ball Z. It was usually things like Trigun. I made Vampire Hunter D videos, Fatal Fury, Street Fighter. I had some really cool ones. I wish I could find them. I think they would hold up pretty well. But these were like QuickTime movies I would find, since I didn't really have the ability to like rip movies straight into my PC at the time. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I made anime music videos. I was listening to a lot of alternative rock. I was playing a lot of customizable card games at the time. I know I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Z. What else was I doing? And video games especially. So nice. I don't know specifically which video games, but I think Dreamcast might have been something I was playing a lot at the time. I don't remember.
Rock on. Okay, and how did you dress? Like, what did 16 Joseph look like?
I was wearing, and I don't remember if it was this year specifically or the year before, but I was wearing a lot of Dragon Ball Z button-up shirts. Like, you know the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like the
Yep.
bowling shirts, but they are
Yeah,
Dragon
exactly.
Ball themed.
A lot
Wow.
of Dragon Ball Z ones.
Oof.
I had a Trunks one that I really liked that was like a white and light blue. I don't remember if I was wearing jeans or like khaki pants at the time. I would assume khaki because that's the worst thing I can imagine.
Ooh. Ouch. Ouch, bro. Okay. Okay. I like it. Did you have your lip piercing at the time or did that come later?
No, that was first year of college.
Okay. Okay. So it wasn't too hardcore yet. No. Just kidding.
No, not yet.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be really bad. 16 Chris. Yikes, dude. I was skateboarding and I was playing drums in a band, like a really bad one, really bad, just scrappy pop punk band. And let me think. I was also into anime like Trigun and DBZ, but I was not making videos of them. I was playing a lot of Diablo 2, like all hours of the night, getting into a lot of trouble, like in and out of school. Let's see what else. I dressed. Oh man, this is gonna be really bad. This is gonna be so embarrassing. I was one of those kids that had like the shorts that were like way too long for you. Like they went past the knees, like the black ones, and then had like the tube socks that were both like each foot had a different color stripe.
Wow. Okay.
And then I would have like a Hurley t-shirt and like some spikes on bracelets and stuff. I had like a barbed wire like choker and
dang.
and I dyed my hair a lot and I mean like my hair was like all different colors, but I think the one that I think a lot of people would probably remember would either be when it was either blue or I did the Benji Madden where it was all black, but I had a pink tuft off to one side. Yeah, that was rough.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was a douche. I was such a douche. Like, no, I was such a horrible person to be around when I was that age. Like, I was a terrible person.
I was liked pretty well by most people. I didn't really stand out on anybody's radar, really. Like, I got along with everyone just because I was so laid back and pretty quiet, except around my close friends. So,
sure.
I don't know. I didn't really bother anybody. Nobody bothered me.
I was liked by a lot of people for the wrong reasons. I'll just say that much. Like, I won't get into it all, but that would be, yeah.
When you were saying the kind of neckwear you were wearing,
yep.
I also wore this necklace all the time. It was Tidus's necklace from Final Fantasy X that my friend had gotten me for my birthday, I think, and so I wore that thing all the time. But I had to like be careful because since it was like a fake metal, it was like turning my skin green.
Nice.
So
okay.
Yeah. But I loved the necklace.
Okay.
It was so good.
So there you go. That was Joseph and Chris at 16. Had to be in Canada because that's the only place you can be 16 legally.
So you were a troublemaker. I was a nerd. And
you're an anime nerd, and I was in the like, wannabe punk like skater crowd kind of thing. So
yeah,
good times. Not embarrassing at all to admit to all those things. Yeesh.
Well, luckily we've evolved some
a little bit. We've reached our final forms,
which is just a different sort of anime nerd for me,
and a little bit less douchey for me. Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit. So the show 16 aired from 2004 to 2010. 2004 is like the year after we graduated.
Yep.
Created by Jennifer Perch and Tom McGillis. Directed by Karen Lessman. Produced by Nelvana and Fresh TV from seasons 3 to 4. Ran for 4 seasons, 93 episodes on Teletoon Network originally. And when it came to America, it started airing on Cartoon Network. Then Cartoon Network dropped it and it went over to Nickelodeon. And then Nickelodeon dropped it and Cartoon Network reacquired it.
Jeez.
For a short synopsis, set in a giant shopping mall, this show follows the after-school lives of 16-year-old teenagers.
Is that a tongue twister somewhere? 16-year-old teenagers? Try to say that 3 times.
Teenagers.
You gotta do it 3
16-year-old teenagers, 16-year-old teenagers, 16-year-old teenagers. 16, you start to slip up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try because I'll probably say something dirty by accident. And then you got to do more editing work.
So who are some of the actors who played in this show?
So the character of Jen was voiced by Megan Fallenbach. The character of Caitlin, voiced by Brooke Dorsey. The character of Nikki, voiced by Stacey DePa. Jonesy, voiced by Terry McGurran. Wyatt, voiced by Jess Gibbons. Jude, voiced by Christian Potenza. And Ron, the rent-a-cop, poor guy, voiced by Jamie Watson. Did you hang out in malls as much as they do, like when you were a Canadian 16-year-old?
No, when I was a Canadian 16-year-old, I pretty much just hung out at either my friends' places or they hung out at my place.
Oh, okay.
Mall people, really.
I was trying to figure that out. I was like, man, did I hang out in malls this much? And I was like, I didn't think so. But like when I actually look back on it, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't where I hung out the most, but I'm like, man, I did actually hang out the mall a lot because it's like, where else do we get to go? Because like our parents didn't want us there, like at anyone's house. So it's like, if we're not allowed to go to our own houses and hang out, like, where do we even go? So, yeah, I think we did end up. It was like you either end up there or you end up like, you know, sitting on top of all your friends' cars in the Taco Bell parking lot, you know, and then the cops get called on you and you got to leave there too. So it's like, whatever. One time I saw a kid literally pull like, did you ever have those shops at like a mall or something where it was like a sword shop? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
This kid had bought like this battle axe or something from there, and like they got in a bit of a spat in the parking lot of a Taco Bell while we were hanging out in the parking lot once. This kid pulled that battle axe out of his trunk and started destroying the other kid's car with it.
Wow.
It was crazy. Yeah, that was fun. Until the cops got there and then we all had to flee. But to that point, it was pretty interesting.
I don't think I started hanging out at the mall much until I was in early college because that's when I had friends who actually worked at the mall. And so I would just go there and like hang out wherever they were, which was mainly in this like photo center place where it's like we would just take a bunch of joke shots of each other.
Nice. Photo centers, I feel like that would have been the best place to get your first job.
Yeah, it seemed like it was fun.
Yeah, you look at
my first
photos.
job was Abercrombie and Fitch.
You would have that as your first job. Ugh.
Man, it was a setup to where I was like, watch, I'm going to go into this job to look as douchey as I can. I'm going to wear these giant sunglasses. I'm going to wear like the worst clothing and I'm just going to act like I do not care and don't want this job at all. And they ended up giving me the job over this like other candidate who came prepared. And so I was disappointed in the system at that point, but I needed the money anyway. So I was like, well, whatever, I'll do it.
Well, the first job that I got, but then never showed up for on day one, but I did get accepted for the job, was a telemarketing place. And I showed up and I had injured myself earlier that day. I want to say skating, but I don't even know if I even had my board. I think I was just goofing off and jumped off a rail and then ate it really bad. Anyway, I was a bloody mess. And I'm not saying bloody as in like how the people from our friends from the UK say it. I mean, like I got there and there was literally blood seeping through the shirt I was wearing. Still got the job.
So for a few tasty marshmallows that are a big bowl of 16 cereal, this was originally titled The Mall. Luckily, they came up with a slightly catchier title than that. The series was animated using the partially developed software Toon Boom Harmony, previously known as Toon Boom Symphony, the same stuff they would later use for two other Nelvana series, Grossology from 2006 and Corn and Peg from 2019, which, again, mysterious Canadian shows I've never heard of.
Corn and Peg? What is that?
I don't know. Plots take place almost entirely in a megaplex shopping mall known as the Galleria Mall. The Galleria Mall is a cross between the Toronto Eaton Centre and the West Edmonton Mall. So for any Canadians out there,
you go.
might know what that means, but for us,
Yeah.
no clue.
It's a mall, I guess.
In 2009, the show won the Daytime Emmy for Outstanding Original Song, main title, and promo for its theme song 16, which was performed by Phil Naro. So look, it was so good it won awards.
Oh, man. Well, it wasn't something I would have been downloading on LimeWire, I can tell you that much.
24 episodes were censored or removed in the United States,
Jeez.
with Canadians' legislation of same-sex marriage occurring around the time of the series' release. Many episodes of 16 included references and innuendos to homosexuality, mostly which were censored in the U.S.
Oh, geez, that's awful.
24 episodes out of, how many did I say?
There's
out
only
of 93 episodes.
Like, that's, man, that's
24.
garbage. The U.S. sucks at stuff like this. It's like, well, I mean, it's like you wonder why like people get so biased and stuff, and it's like, well, maybe it's because like everything is so censored and treated with kids' gloves. It's like no wonder people are so like, you know, when presented with somebody any kind of different than them, they're like, oh, what? Oh, it's so shocking. Ah, it's like, come on, guys, it's not that
that's
scary. Like.
That's why
Who
we got a
cares?
lot of those really toned down animes back
Like
in
Sailor
the dubbed
Moon.
animes.
Yeah, Sailor Moon went through a ton of that.
Sailor Moon, Battle of the Planets.
Yeah.
The list goes on and on.
So
Speed
dumb.
Racer, like all of them. Had you ever heard of this before, or was it also a mysterious show to you?
Oh, this was very mysterious. Most things from Canada are pretty mysterious to me. So, yeah, I had no idea.
I had no idea what this was, but I assumed it was a Canadian show just based off of the fact that I didn't know what it was, and I was right about that. So let's go ahead and jump into the episodes we watched for today's show, which were the very first episode, highest rated episode, and finally a random listener chosen episode. The order may vary depending on how these episodes fall chronologically, but of course we have to start with the very first episode, which was Take This Job and Squeeze It. Season 1, Episode 1. And in this one, Jen, Nikki, Jonesy, Jude, and Wyatt have all been friends since kindergarten, and they all go to the mall to try and get jobs on their holidays.
I feel like there's a lot of stories and stuff that start with things like, oh, they've all been friends since kindergarten. How many of your friends, like how many people do you know since kindergarten that you actually want to be friends with still?
I don't even know if I know anyone from high school.
Because like I could count how many on one hand if that hand had no fingers. So like I'm like, come on, guys.
We kind of get introduced to Caitlin also, who wasn't part of that original crew, because
Right.
she's with her friend and they're talking about their parents have a lot of money and they're going shopping, spring
She's a rich
shopping.
girl.
She's a rich girl, yeah. She's saying her wardrobe is like pink poor or something, so she needs to find more pink and whatnot. And so they're walking around doing that. We jump over to this guy. Before I knew their names, I was just putting like guy.
Yeah, they did not really spell out anyone's names in this first episode, like almost at all. So I had to do the same thing. Like I referred to them as like skater guy, rich girl, punk girl, stuff like that, because I didn't know who any of them were. The only one whose name that I caught pretty quickly was Jonesy.
Yeah. And so he's just walking by, like poking holes in cinnamon rolls, like as he's passing by. But he's the weirdest one to me because he's just the biggest jerk of the group.
Jonesy?
And also,
Yeah, I hate him.
Also giving like the worst advice.
Yes, that everyone follows for some reason.
Yeah. Especially like I gave Jen more credit than that because she seems like the smartest one, or at least the most level-headed one.
Yeah.
And she's also the sportsy one. She's the redhead. And then you have Wyatt, who's addicted to coffee. He's a musician and he's addicted to coffee. Like literally, that's one of his big plot lines throughout the show is finding more coffee. And he's always got some with him. Jonesy himself, like he is infamous for like generally at the start of the episode, he'll get a job and then he'll lose it by the end of the episode. Like that's his recurring thing.
Yeah, I did like, I mean, at least that joke I think I kind of liked, but pretty much everything else about him I hated. Like, he's definitely, I don't want to say he's one of the worst characters that we've ever seen, because he's not. We've had some really bad ones, but he is definitely one of the most unlikable characters. Like, I don't think in everything we saw, there was nothing that redeemed him for me at all. He was a terrible friend for everybody, and nothing redeemed him at any point.
Yeah, and I was kind of watching some different clips of the show, and there are points where he's even like worse than he is right now
Oh my
in the
God.
show, in the episodes we watched. Like at one point, he's kind of peeking through a hole that he put in like the girls' locker room,
Oh, jeez.
and or at least in the changing room at the mall and stuff.
Of
And it's like,
course.
wow, this guy is just a complete perv,
Yeah.
an unlikable perv. You know, like it feels very real to me because everybody knows like
Oh, yeah.
some kid like that.
I knew those guys for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. I like Jude for the most part. Jude is the skater guy.
Right.
His voice really grated on me in the first episode, but then I got used to it. But he was probably, I'd say him and, believe it or not, Caitlin were my favorite out of the whole show.
Caitlin was a lot of fun too, and her recurring thing was that she would get a new boyfriend usually at the beginning of the episode and then break up with them for completely pointless reasons by the end.
Yeah, I didn't like her in this episode, but in the second episode, I think they found a good stride with her, and then I was like, this is great. She's a great character. But in this one, it was just like, I feel like they were really trying to find a footing with a lot of these characters here, and they didn't know what they were doing with her yet. Whereas the others, like, I think they kind of had an idea, but with her, it was very much like, well, she's just going to be the rich girl, and she's going to be really stupid and ditzy. But then as it goes, like the other episodes we watched, she's not quite like that anymore. Like, she's still, I don't know, got a few hints of that, but she's very, very different, and it's way better.
Yeah, I think my favorite character is probably Wyatt, just because I can really relate to
His coffee
awkwardness
I was going to say his coffee addiction.
and his coffee addiction. Yeah.
Yeah, Wyatt's pretty
But
cool.
He was like, he's a cool guy, but he's strange in social situations or awkward in social situations, which I can absolutely relate to.
Yeah.
So he was my favorite. Jude I liked also. Jen was one of my favorites.
I liked Jen.
Really, yeah. Everybody I liked in different ways, aside from Jonesy, who was my least favorite for sure.
Yeah. He was terrible. He should just be in jail.
Well, it's like, and maybe there's like redeeming episodes that he had and we just didn't catch. But in what we saw, it's like, no, this guy is just trouble.
Like, I don't even think it's worth it to see him be redeemed. Like, just, it's not worth the time. I don't want to waste any more time of my life on this character at all.
No.
He sucks. But like, I don't know. Like, I had trouble in this first episode. I had trouble with every character except for Jen, because I don't know. I didn't like anyone in this show in this first episode except Jen.
Yeah, but I think everybody was just kind of being introduced, so it was a warm up episode to kind of get at least a general sense of their characters.
Yeah.
And they really do, like you were saying, take off in the other episodes that we watched and really start to feel more solid, or more like, I guess, organically done in the rest of them. We are at a point where Jen is trying to get a different job. Right now, she works at this lemonade stand or lemonade shop in the food court, and she's trying to get this job at the sporting center or whatever it was called.
It was like a snowboard place called the locker room, locker place, locker barn. I don't know.
But yeah, so she's trying to find a place at the Foot Locker place. I don't know. It's a sports place where they have to wear like little jerseys, or not jerseys, little like referee shirts as their uniform. She's trying to find people to hire for the job, but like no one's really meeting her criteria. And then we're introduced earlier to Caitlin, who we were talking about, the blonde girl who's spending all her dad's money. And then her card gets declined when she's trying to get her new spring clothing. And it turns out like her dad has like canceled her card because she's been kind of wasting money. And so she's having a freak out. Her dad tells her to get a job. That's when she kind of starts to interact with the rest of the kids. And she comes across Jen, who offers basically offers to give her a job at the lemonade stand, really out of desperation because she has no one else. So she does that, but she's absolutely terrible at it at first and probably, forever. But it's funny just watching her because she's just not used to working for herself at all or working for anyone at all. And so she gets dumped by her then best friend who she had known for, I don't know, over a year or something, whatever, who was her shopping buddy because after she saw her in like her new work uniform, she was ashamed to like be around her. So she just kind of dropped her. And that's when she kind of merges into the rest of the group with the other 5 kids. And it really becomes like the 6 kids of 16.
Yeah. So then we actually have 16 instead of 15, which just didn't
which is
sound
not
as
nearly
good.
as catchy.
Yeah, for sure. So that's kind of the gist of that episode. I mean, we did get
That
to
is really
see,
the episode.
We got to see another girl spit into their tacos, which was good.
I was going to say, as a highlight, that's one of them.
That was a highlight because they had it coming. It was Jonesy was it Jonesy and Wyatt, or was it Jonesy and Jude that got their tacos spit in?
Yeah, I feel like it was Jude.
But Jonesy had it coming. Like, everyone should be spitting in this kid's food, or worse. You should be defecating in this kid's food.
They're at this place called Wonder Taco, and they start singing a song about, like, not even a song, just like a chant where it's like, well, there's evil hunger brewing inside. What kind of food could possibly defeat it? And the little girl, or the girl who's working there, or like the nerdy girl with braces and stuff, is just like, I know you're making fun of me for working here. And they're just like, no, we're not. And they keep on going with it. So, yeah, they kind of got what was coming to them.
Yeah. I think the only character we haven't really discussed was Nikki, who she was a lot of fun too. She was kind of the punk girl.
Yeah, very sarcastic.
Goth. Yeah.
And she ends up, they're all trying to get jobs here, basically, so they can all be working together over the summer at the mall, so they can be around each other. And she ends up getting this job that she refuses to tell anyone where it is because it's like the most embarrassing place to her, which was the khaki barn. And she just like telling herself, she's like, it's for traveling money. This is for traveling money. That's where this kind of sets the stage here, is like they've all gotten jobs in the mall, or at least most of them have. Jonesy keeps trying to get different jobs.
Gets fired
and keeps
constantly.
getting fired from them.
I like that that one, he did get a job, but then he got fired within 10 minutes, which was pretty good.
Yeah, because he was hitting on like
the boss's daughter.
Exactly. And that's just kind of his thing, like hitting on different women, thinking he's like some dating expert, but then just like crashing and burning.
For whatever reason, like, his friends get to see how horrible he is all the time. But in this next episode we watch, him and Nikki are dating for some reason. And that's a bad idea.
So the next episode we did watch was Baby You Stink, season 3, episode 2. And this was the highest rated, where Jonesy's misadventure with cheap cologne initiates a debate as to which of the guys has the best natural man scent.
Oof. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
I could kind of smell this episode because,
yeah,
like, if you know what BO smells like, which if you're a guy, you especially do.
Yep.
It's like I could picture just what this was smelling like, and it was just repulsive. I can't even imagine not showering for 2 weeks.
It's like really oniony, it's a real ripe oniony smell. It's not good.
But I wonder if there is something to what Jude was saying about the
the cycle.
What was it? The stink cycle?
The stink cycle,
where it's like, if you go more than a week without taking a shower, the stink starts to get more bearable or something, or it starts to wear down.
Yeah, it's like it comes full circle, and then it becomes like a nice musk or something instead of stink. They did this bet thing because Jonesy tried this cologne. It smelled horrible, like almost everyone almost died. And then he was kind of bragging about that he doesn't even need it because his own smell, like he could not bathe and still smell better than that. And then it turned into this whole competition of him and the other guys. They weren't gonna bathe for a week, and whoever smelled the best after that week would win, basically. But it was kind of like revealed later that it wasn't super fair because he at the time was working a job in like a nursery, basically. So he's around flowers all the time. And Jude is working at an ice rink, so he doesn't really sweat because he's always like in the cool air. But poor Wyatt is working, a burger flipping job. And if you've ever flipped burgers, that stink. Like, it. It's so bad. Like, you could scrape layers of stinky grease off of your skin with a razor blade after every shift. So imagine not cleaning yourself for a week. Oh my God. Oh, I still have nightmares about my time doing that. Oh boy. On the side too, I love the side plot with the baby maker booth, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
This is what made me love Caitlin, was her reactions to this. Have you ever done one of those? A baby maker booth, which sounds really gross when I say that out loud, but
there are a lot of like things in the show that do have like an innuendo type sound to them. The baby maker booth, the coffee joint is called the Grind Me joint, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
No, I've never done one of these. I didn't know they existed.
I have done one.
The actual like physical ones.
Yeah. Let me explain what it is, and then I want to explain my experience because it's amazing. So the baby maker booth, it's a photo booth where you and another person go in. It takes a photo of you, of both you together, and then it prints out a photo of what your future baby might look like, which is kind of fun, right? Well, I went to a Dave and Buster's once. I think it was for a friend's 21st birthday. So me and my buddy Drew thought it would be funny. Like, hey, let's get us two guys in there and do it. And like, if y'all know what I look like, Drew is like one of the most ginger dudes I've ever met. All right. So we're both white, him whiter than average, lots red hair, lots of freckles. Our baby came out black. And we don't know like how that happened, unless the baby maker booth was just like, well, obviously y'all gotta adopt. So I don't know if that's what happened.
Wow.
It was great.
No, I've never done that. I didn't know they really existed.
Yeah.
But now I need to find one and do it.
I kept the photo somewhere because we thought it was just the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, you made sure to keep taking care of your baby.
Yeah, just like Jude, because
yeah, exactly.
He and Jen did it as kind of an off thing because so Caitlin tried to do it with her boyfriend. The baby came out super ugly, which was great. She's like. It was so bad that she screamed, and everyone that saw the photo screamed. Then she made her boyfriend go in and do it again. Happened again. Everyone screamed when they saw it. So then they're like, well, it's just shooting out ugly ones. But then Jude and Jen did it, and they got this super cute baby. But then Jude takes that photo everywhere, buys a stroller for it, puts it in there, starts acting like a single parent. It was so good.
What did he call it? Oh, LD, little dude.
Little dude, yeah. I love little dude.
It was great. Yeah. So they, that kind of sets off her side plot, and she does break up with her boyfriend directly after that because
they can't have a
because she's afraid they're going to have ugly babies. Yeah.
That's so good.
And then it's really throughout the episode, like we're jumping back to her just pulling random guys in and trying to get a pretty baby out of it.
Yeah.
Even going as far as using the security guard.
Oh yeah, that's the only way she ends up getting a pretty baby. Was the very end. Yeah. She uses the security guard, Ron, and well, it's kind of funny because she's like complaining about it because he got complaints about people being inappropriate with the booth. So he goes to investigate it, and she's talking about it, and he's like, "Well, I never got an invite." So she's like, "What have I got to lose?" So she goes in, and then she gets her like beautiful little baby. And then he's just kind of like, because then she was just like, well, this is how I'm going to have to find my new boyfriend. And then she kind of is like all over him, and he's like, okay, and like pushing her off.
Well, yeah, the reason he was called over in the first place was because she literally dragged the booth over right next to where she was working so she could have it right at her disposal.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, now move the booth back to where it goes, please.
Yeah, it was good. Did you catch the when Nikki was at the khaki barn, there were two twin girls working there with her, which are basically like the Tweevils from Bratz.
Yeah, they call them the clones.
Yeah, they're basically the same characters, right? Like they sound the same, they look the same. I had flashbacks.
they're going through this whole man off, the
Ugh.
stink thing, and
Man, stink.
Jonesy is trying to. Well, Wyatt's nervous because he just got a girlfriend, and like he's afraid she's gonna break up with him because he stinks. But then luckily she kind of is like on board with it, and she's like, "No, now you smell like a rock star," and because all rock stars stink.
Yeah,
And
who
so
would've
he's
thought,
like, okay,
she had a BO fetish, so it works out for
Yeah.
him.
like even at the end, like when they're at their maximum stink, she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're not even rock star stink yet. You're just boy band stink."
Yeah.
And so like he's not even stinky enough for her yet. No fear of her breaking up with him. The whole time, Jonesy is not getting any affection from Nikki because he stinks so bad on the opposite end of that. So he's trying to get Wyatt to drop out so he doesn't have to be the loser. So he starts following Wyatt around in secret, trying to see if he's going to cheat and, spray cologne on himself or anything. They won't even go to the bathroom and wash their hands at first because they don't want to lose the battle. So they have to call like a mini truce just to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Ultimately, what ends up happening is like the way the contest is. So all the girls are sitting at this one table in the food court, and the guys have to standing like, I don't know, like 10 feet away or something.
Yeah.
And they have to slowly start approaching them. And when they start to smell them and can't handle it anymore, when the girls start to smell them, that's the cutoff point where they lose. And so Jonesy's is like right away,
He took
like
two
they
steps.
yeah, he takes 2 steps in and like, okay, God, stop. And Nikki even throws up. Like it's so
Oh God,
bad.
she vomits everywhere. It's so gross. Like they're like coughing like so bad. They're all gagging. Someone fell on the ground and then she just starts vomiting everywhere. Oh God.
Yeah, so Wyatt's next. He gets closer, but
He made it
still
about
kind of
halfway.
yeah, still gets cut off. And then like they're just kind of talking to Jude, and I don't remember what they're talking to him about. Oh, they're talking to him about the
LD,
baby, I
yeah.
think, and yeah, about LD. And so he's just like right next to them, and they're all talking. He's like, "Dude, like you just won, like because we really don't smell you that much even now when you're right here." And he's like, so it kind of proves his point about the stink cycle.
Yeah.
And they're just like, "Oh, this is kind of unfair because Jude didn't shower much to begin with." So
Yeah, then he reveals that he actually didn't shower for 2 weeks.
instead of just the one,
And it freaks them all out and they throw him in the like fountain. I do like how it turns out that Jonesy, he ends up getting fired again from this job too because he killed every flower in the mall where he worked
oh yeah,
because of his stink. Every plant died.
right. That was pretty
Oh
good.
man. That was a good episode. Like I understand why
I
that
did
was
like that
highest
episode.
rated for sure.
That was very funny. And the last one we watched, I chose, which was On Your Mark, Get Set, Date, Season 4, Episode 10. And in this one, Nikki suggested sarcastically to join a speed dating session, and Jonesy decided he wanted to host it because he got kicked from his last job and needed money.
Of course. So why did you pick this one?
Yeah, I chose this one because like I've always wanted to go speed dating because I think it would just be a fun, interesting experience.
Okay.
And that was really it. I just wanted to see how they played it out. I'll tell you the one I was going to choose, though, was Dude of the Living Dead, which was the last episode of the first season.
Okay.
And it was literally about zombies killing them all.
Oh,
But
well.
I didn't pick that one because it was an hour long. So it was almost like a mini special.
Oh, geez. Did Jonesy die? Because that would have been nice.
Yeah, they all died.
Oh, well, we should have done that. No, I'm just... Yeah. So your thought process was, I want to try speed dating. This cartoon will probably portray it accurately so that I know what I'm getting into.
Well, I have seen, like, I've been witness to speed dating before when I forced
okay.
one of my friends into it.
Nice.
So yeah, they do have these little speed dates. I guess the kicker part of it is it's mainly Jen and Caitlin who are sort of looking for dates. They end up running into these twins during the whole like speed dating session, and they're kind of indiscernible because they're both wearing the exact same clothes and everything.
Yeah.
The twins' names were
Ted and Todd, weren't they? Can I just put a disclaimer out there real quick? I just something for all the twins out there. Stop wearing the same outfits. Like, don't wear the same clothes at the same time anymore, because that's not fair. That's not fair for the
if
rest
you're gonna
of
wear the
us.
same outfits, at least wear name tags.
Yeah, because that's just like you're trolling us, is what you're doing, and like
It's rude.
you're trolling us. That's not fair. So,
But to be honest, if I had a twin, I'd probably do the same thing.
yeah, I mean, only we're allowed to do it. You can't. All the rest of you gotta wear name tags or do something else. Okay, there we go.
Different hair colors,
Different
anything.
hair
Just
colors. Yes.
differentiate yourself somehow.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so they're in the speed dating thing. And then this one girl who I guess used to be a goth chick who was dating Jude comes back and she's now a nerdy chick. And so that's a whole plot line where Jude is trying to debate whether or not he should go on a date with her because she broke up with him when she was a goth chick.
Right.
So that's a whole thing. But then it turns out like in order to be part of like her crew, like he has to take an IQ test to prove that he's smart enough to date her. It plays out the way that you pretty much would expect it to, where he kind of is too lazy to actually do the test and tries to get somebody else to do it who claims they're the smartest person in the school or whatever, or in the mall. I don't remember, but they are the kid who he tries to get to do the test for him, Wayne, like ends up just watching a bunch of kung fu movies instead, and then just kind of fills it out halfway.
Which
before
sounds
he sends
way
it off.
more fun. So
Yeah. And so he fails the IQ test, but then like he fills out the rest of it for fun and ends up like excelling at it. So he's actually like a secret genius, which I would have expected anyway. Like it just seems like that kind of character to me.
right, yeah. Yeah, he ended up being like he ended up scoring like 170 something like later, so he was like a certified genius.
Yeah. Jin, during this whole like dating thing, she was kind of forced into a position of taking advice from Jonesy, dating advice from Jonesy, which is a terrible idea.
Yeah,
But
never should happen.
no, so she's basically being unattainable and rude the entire time to her potential date. I guess because she sees how Jonesy and Nikki are together and she's like, well, okay, if it got him a date, like maybe it'll work for me. On the other side of that, Caitlin is being super nice to her date and is like just being really kind of flexible as far as that goes.
Yeah, a little too nice at some points. But
So they're they're sort of both opposite ends of the spectrum there.
they ended up like in the speed dating thing matching with those dudes. Well, they matched with like everyone somehow. I don't know why. So then it becomes even more of like a contest with like Jonesy's idea of how you win a date and Caitlin's idea of how you win a date. So he is wanting to still prove superiority, basically. So after the speed dating thing is over, then Caitlin and Jen are going on a double date with the twins. Jonesy has Jen put an earpiece in her ear that he is trying to talk into and tell her what to do, while Caitlin's still just doing her thing, like trying to be nice and stuff. But Nikki's not having it and is like tired of Jonesy's being an idiot and like yelling at him and stuff. But Jen doesn't know that, and Jen's like yelling the same things to her date. Like at one part, I guess Nikki pulls Jonesy's hair. So then Jen yells at her date, "Stop pulling my hair."
Oh yeah.
And he's like, "I'm not.
I'm not even touching you." Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty ridiculous. Antics ensue, and then Caitlin, who was super nice this whole time, it was like, see, I told you my way was right. Then kisses the wrong twin.
Oh yeah.
And which gets Jen jealous, who kisses Caitlin's twin, and Caitlin's like, well, oh, that's how it's going to be. So then starts making out with Jen's date, and then Jen makes out with hers, and it just kind of goes on. And the twins get to a base, I'm guessing. I'm not sure which one, but they get walked into a base for sure. Because they're looking pretty happy.
Someone asked Nikki, like, well, who won? Who ended up winning? And she's like, well, it looks like the twins are the winners. Yeah, Tom and
Definitely.
Todd.
Yeah, they definitely win.
We didn't even mention Wyatt here. Like, he has one of the funniest portions of it because his date is with this barista, the new barista at the Grind Me coffee shop. And he's so obsessed with coffee, like he has to taste hers. And he's like, this is the best coffee I've ever had. This is like, it's the best coffee that's ever happened to me. I mean, you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. And so like they're dating, like that's his new girlfriend. And then like she starts to figure out that he is way more obsessed with coffee than he cares about her at all, especially because like he doesn't like country. Well, no one seems to like country music in this group. And she's a big fan of country music, but doesn't like movies or anything like that. So she's not a very interesting person, but her coffee is so good that he feels obligated to stay with her for the time being. And then once it finally comes out that he cares more about coffee, like he's trying to like make an excuse about it or trying to like say he cares about her. He's like, I care a lot about caffeine. I mean, Kathleen.
I love when he goes and gets her a gift to try to show that he cares about her and not coffee, but the gift ends up being a coffee bean grinder.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh my God, he's such an idiot.
So she literally like takes his coffee from him and dumps it out and is like, you're never getting coffee from me again. And I love how he, after that, starts to send Jude to get his coffee from her for him.
Yep.
He's just such a good character.
And they actually ended up working out with the twins because after the girls kissed each other's dates, they ended up dating each other's former date. And like things are actually working out. So that worked out for them.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll just hope that Jonesy gets dumped and then becomes a recluse and no one sees him ever again.
Well, Chris, looks like it's about time we send our inner kids to the mall to see if they can get a job at the lemonade shop and maybe take some sound advice from Jonesy, then see what they thought of the show 16.
This cartoon was okay, but what it showed me was what I can look forward to in about 10 years, which is that all my friends will be dumb and it will be easy for me to make them do whatever I want, and that country music will still never be cool. So I gave this show 3 bowls of Man Stink cereal out of 5.
I know I'm not really a teen yet, specifically 16, but this cartoon made it seem pretty fun. As far as teen dramedies go, this ranks up there with the best of them. The characters, while exaggerated stereotypes, still felt fairly authentic. Their banter definitely reminded me of teens I've heard chatting at the local mall. On top of that, the show was also quite funny and wasn't afraid to dip its toes into categories that American cartoons wouldn't touch at the time. Overall, I'd give 16 4 big bowls of Stink Cycle cereal out of 5. I think there's a little something to enjoy for anyone, but especially individuals greater than 15 and less than 17.
So long as you're in Canada, you got to be in Canada to enjoy this show at age 16.
Right, because that's the only place where 16 exists.
The only place. So what did you, like, we didn't touch on this. What did you think about the animation in this one? It was a bit different.
It was different, but it was fine. You know, like I think it was a style they were trying out, and I think it worked fine for what it was, because this wasn't really a cartoon that needed any sort of over the top like action or anything. It was literally something that could have been live action and would have translated almost exactly the way it was here.
Yeah.
It was kind of stiff when it came to movement and everything, because they were sort of, I guess, pre-made figures in whatever this program was that I was talking about earlier that they were using, almost in a Flash-like way. But it wasn't like such a wild style like Jacob Tutu was.
Yeah, I thought it looked kind of interesting. Like, it wasn't a huge standout, but it looked all right. The only thing I didn't like was that gradient on their faces was kind of weird. There was like a dark gradient where the dark part was right below their hairlines and stuff. And to me, that just felt really strange. Like, if it was supposed to be like a shadow cast from their hair or something, which was really strange.
Yeah.
Jonesy's was kind of bluish, which he has blue hair, but I don't know what that was about. That was just weird. But other than that, I think I actually really enjoyed the design and everything of it quite a bit. As far as the show overall, though, like I just felt like it was okay. I really enjoyed that second episode. We watched a lot. First episode, didn't really care for it. Third episode, there's parts I liked and parts I was kind of like, yeah. But that second one was the highest rated. That was super strong. It was a great episode. I loved that one.
Yeah, and I try to put myself in the perspective that this isn't the type of show that I would normally even watch. But as far as the type of show that it was, which is like a drama comedy, a teen drama comedy, I think that it was good for what it was in comparison to some others. I can't even really think of others off the top of my head. Maybe what is the one that we watched where all the kids were like celebrities.
I was actually thinking about the same thing. Were you thinking of Clone High?
Clone High, yeah.
Yeah, this did feel a bit like Clone High, which is getting a remake soon, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I just heard about that like maybe about a month ago that they're doing a reboot of Clone High.
So as long as they make Gandhi less annoying to you, then we should be good.
We'll see, because yeah, Gandhi did make me want to jump off a large building. But yeah, like it was all right. It was okay. I'm gonna give it that. It was all right. I'll give you a thumbs halfway up.
I do see why a lot of people liked it. And I was even reading some reviews on IMDb, and pretty much unanimously, it was getting a lot of 10s from people who either watched it when they were younger or were watching it with their kids and were like, yeah, this show is great.
Nice.
So I think it's one of those chill shows you can watch and enjoy. I don't think that I'll step back in and watch any other episodes, except maybe the zombie one, just to see what happens now that I'm familiar with the characters. But other than that, like, it is what it is. And I think it was a fine show for its time.
Just send me a clip of Jonesy dying and I'll be happy.
So you can play it on a repeat before you go to bed every day.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm going to screen cap it and put that as the background on my phone. So before we go, we've got a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. So thank you very much to Movie Critic Kid 2020.
Ooh, thank you.
For your 5-star review with the comment, "Is it okay if you guys can watch Mona the Vampire? It is a show that I grew up with and still to this day love it. Love you guys. Continue what you're doing." So thank you, Movie Critic Kid 2020. I don't know what Mona the Vampire is, but like, yeah, we'll add it to the list for sure.
That sounds fun. Yeah. If not like before then I think that would be a good one to bring into next year's October.
Yeah. It's a Canadian one.
Of course it is.
Like all these Canadian cartoons are just like, man, Canada's invading right now. But I welcome it, man. We've been struggling down here in the States.
Yeah.
We've been having a rough go for the past several years. So maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for Canada to just take over.
You're close enough anyway. You could walk there.
Yeah. You give me a couple days, I'll be there. So they might try to stop me at the border. They don't want any of us in there right now.
Well, fair enough. Understandable.
That's the trick. We got to get them over here.
But yes, thank you for that nice review. And we love you too.
Yeah, we love you. Oh, I would hug you right now, but pandemic.
And thank you, Rico Mortis, for suggesting this to us. I really enjoyed it. Had a good time.
Yeah, thank you very much for this. This was a really interesting one. And like it helped us just take a little trip down memory lane. Memorly is what I said. I don't mean to say memorly. I meant memory.
Down memory lane if we were Canadian.
Got to remember when we were small Canadians.
Well, listeners, it looks like our milk supply is now under ice, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And in 2 weeks, we'll be watching
Sonic Underground, suggested via YouTube by Chris Perez.
Dude, I thought we finished our Sonic saga. There's more?
Oh, dude, there's definitely more.
Okay,
and
hold on.
I don't
what did we
even
watch?
think that's the last one.
We watched 2 Sonics from the same year that were a different style.
Yep. And we watched Sonic Boom.
Right.
We also watched Sonic X, I think, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, we did. I remember that kid.
Yeah, Chris. He sucked.
Oh, so Sonic Underground, right?
I think this might be the last of this, at least for now. I think this is the last of the Sonic cartoons, I think.
All right, so this will finish up our Sonic adventure, I guess.
I don't know. We always think that we're almost done, and we're never done. Because here's the thing. This is the conundrum that we put ourselves in every time is like we say, hey, this is going to be the last Sonic cartoon. And that opens the gateway for someone to be like, oh man, there's no more Sonic cartoons out there. Time to make a new Sonic cartoon. And then we end up like a year later, we're like, oh no. And then we basically just shot ourselves in the foot right there. So.
Well, it's kind of like, I guess we had announced officially that we're done with the Red Shirt Shaggy saga from Scooby-Doo, but then they brought out a new one.
Then they made a new one.
Yeah. But it was pretty good, so we'll see.
It's that conundrum.
Well, here's hoping it's not too offensive to our eyes or ears or both.
Yeah, we'll find out the hard way.
Once again, I'm Joseph.
And I'm Chris.
We'll see you in 2 Saturdays.
Presented by Nerdsloth.
A place for lazy nerds.
If you like what you heard, consider donating at patreon.com/nerdsloth so we can continue bringing you quality shows. Be sure to also leave us a review and share your favorite episodes and clips on social media. If you're looking for more content, visit us at nerdsloth.com.